Hey guys, it's Tina again, aka Mrs. Silk, physician assistant at Silk Life Medical Spa. I'm back again with another fantastic video teaching you how to live the Silk Life. And what is the Silk Life, you ask? Well, the Silk Life is a life that you create, that you love. And I use everything I've learned in medicine to not just help you feel okay, healthy, but to feel your best. So today we're talking weight loss. Oh, for so many of us, weight loss sucks. It's not fun, especially when we're not getting results. When you lose the weight and you just get to see it come right back. Yeah, I've been through that more than a couple times, let's say. Today I'm sharing my weight loss story. I know, crazy, right? I have a history of weighing 40 pounds more than I weigh today. Hard to believe, right? But now I don't even think about it that much. And I want you to have that same experience. I spent 10 years trying to lose weight and just putting on the pounds. Yeah, it obviously for a long time didn't work very well. I'm gonna save you the 10 years I spent trying to figure out weight loss and giving you everything I learned so you can start losing weight today. This story gets real fast. So trigger warning, I do talk about my personal disordered eating. I put it out there hesitantly, but I also feel like if I can share and be open about my weight loss story and I'm able to help one person decide to turn it around today, then it's 100% worth it. So let's get to it. So when I was a kid, I was pretty skinny, actually. I was really lucky that my parents did prioritize eating healthy, getting vegetables and protein at every meal. But I also dealt with really severe social anxiety as a kid. I know, can you believe it? But that meant at school I got made fun of a lot and picked on for just about anything. I mean, one big one was that I didn't talk or a lot, so yeah, I was the girl that was really quiet and got made fun of for being quiet and led to me just talking even less. So I suffered a lot at school. I kind of just kept it all in, and the one thing that I did look forward to was coming home to a treat. I developed this habit of coming home and making a little stack of cookies and just munching in front of the TV and being able to check out, when you're eating, all these great chemicals are released that make us feel good. So it worked really well. It gave me a little bit of an escape for a little bit, and I looked forward to that on a daily basis. Now, none of us have perfect childhoods or pasts, and that's not our fault. You're not to blame for things that happened to you when you were a kid, but it is 100% your responsibility if you don't do anything about it as an adult. If you continue with something like these bad eating habits or these bad thinking patterns and you don't take time to address them, then that's on you. So once I moved out of my parents' house, I continued this habit of eating to make myself feel better and to treat my anxiety. And over 10 years, I tried to control my weight, tried to lose weight. And over those 10 years, I just gained more and more weight, every single thing I tried. And so I'm gonna share you some of the things I learned so you don't make the same mistakes. And you can skip that whole 10-year learning curve. Okay, number one is the big fat lie. And what I mean by that is the lie that fat is bad for you or that fat makes you fat. Now, if you were someone raised in the 80s, 90s, then this was probably something you heard because this was popular belief. And we were raised on that. And many of us still have trouble eating fat today because it's so ingrained in our mind. But the truth is that with current research, we now understand that it's insulin spikes, and that comes from carbohydrates, sugar, processed foods. That is what makes us fat. So in my goal to try and eat less fat, I became a vegan. Now, I have a deep love for animals. So the part of eating less animal fat just seemed like a fantastic bonus. Not only can I not hurt any animals, but now I'm avoiding all this animal fat. So the weight is just gonna fall right off, and it couldn't be further from the truth. I cut out all the animal fat from my diet, all animal products, and that meant I ate a lot of vegetables, but I also ate more carbohydrates, and that led to me just gaining more weight. So you could figure out, pretty frustrating when you're very much limiting what you eat and you're still gaining weight. So the lesson here is you don't need to avoid fats. I mean, especially good fats, avocado, olive oil, even animal fats, like steak, butter. You don't need to avoid it. You don't need to eat it at every single meal, but you don't need to avoid it. What you do need to avoid, the only really bad fat, is ones that are chemically altered, like those in fried foods. So sorry, French fries, you gotta go. Or, save them for that once a week special occasion. Number 2, all calories are not equal. So I thought my next step in the weight loss process, all these, bars and things get advertised to me, like help you lose weight. Only 180 calories in a bar, and I could just eat that for a meal. And the truth is, most of these bars are mostly sugar. And like you learned from number 1, that's what makes you fat, right? So I ate, sometimes 3 of these bars a day for 3 different meals. And even the healthiest ones, like let's say a LAR bar, for example, nothing against it if you want to have one once in a while, but it's still mostly sugar. It has mostly like dried compressed fruits, which in that form really aren't that healthy for you. So stop trying to keep eating your treats in these cleverly disguised ways. It's not gonna work. I'm sorry. At the end of the day, you can have your treat once in a while, but most of the time, if you want to live a lifestyle where you're easily not putting on weight and keeping a good weight, you're going to be eating mostly vegetables and proteins or meats. And if you're vegetarian or vegan, you're going to be eating mostly vegetables. So number 3 is starving doesn't work, and puking up your treats doesn't either. I might get emotional about this one because it was really hard for me, and I think it's something that a lot of women and even men deal with out there, is disordered eating. A lot of times I was trying to starve myself, for days at a time, but with my bad anxiety, I'd be out and I'd be having such bad anxiety, I would just look forward so much to going home and being able to eat, because it would release some of these happy chemicals and I'd feel better for just a little bit. Unfortunately, it doesn't last. And a few minutes later, I'd realize what I had done and that I'd eaten something that is not helping my weight loss, and I'd try to puke it up. A lot of times I would, for a period of time, I was puking up everything that I thought was, bad for me. And back then I didn't really know what was good and bad, but anything that I thought, was bad, especially like desserts and stuff like that, I'd force myself to puke up in hopes that it wouldn't count against me. The hardest thing was like I was suffering so much in doing this to myself, and it caused me to gain more weight. It caused me to weigh more than I ever did in my entire life. And I was more unhappy than I'd ever been, and it doesn't work, and that's why I'm making this video, as hard as it is to talk about. It doesn't work. It's not the answer. Starving or, making yourself puke up your food, it's never going to lead to a smaller size. It just messes with your metabolism, messes with your hormones, and it messes with your brain more than ever. And those three things are not going to lead to weight loss. Okay, finally, things that do work and that got me out of this pattern of just putting on pounds and working my ass off for no results. So what does work? Well, especially once you are at a healthy weight, it's really not that complicated. Like once you're at a healthy weight, to keep that weight, all you have to do is eat healthy and exercise. And, that means eating a lot of vegetables and a lot of meat and sparingly eating carbohydrates, sugars. Once you're at a healthy weight, carbohydrates can be more a part of your diet, whereas during that weight loss period, they're going to be less. But if you've already gained weight, it's not always that easy to just start eating healthy and exercising. There's a few holdups, and I'd like to go over those. Okay, so holdup number 1 is hormones. So if you've ever had any disordered eating or even just bad eating habits where you've eaten a lot of more processed foods and sugars and things like that, I guarantee something about your hormones is out of whack. And in that case, you can try all these different fancy diets or even just eating healthy, and it's not going to work. Your body's already been trained to work a different way, and you need to reset and address any hormonal or vitamin imbalances. So that's why at Silk Life Medical Spa, in our medical weight loss program, step number 1 is to do a blood draw and take a look at what's going on with your hormones. And I'm going to make a separate video where I get into more detail of, some of the most common hormonal shifts that occur over time when we have weight to lose. Holdup number 2 is not managing your mind. So a lot of diets just kind of gloss over this part of it, but what's going on in our brain greatly affects the results you're going to have with any weight loss program. So everybody's mental obstacles as far as weight loss goes are going to be a little bit different, but here are 2 of the big ones. So number 1 is that you don't plan ahead. You expect that you should be able to eat everything perfectly with just sheer willpower. That means you're gonna, just go about your day, and when you get to a point where you're really hungry, and there's only one option in sight and it's Burger King or, even what's left in your fridge, you're going to be able to make the choice to eat something healthy. And that's not fair. I mean, stop being so hard on yourself. That it's nearly impossible. Now, what does work is planning ahead. I mean, it can have dramatic results. For some patients, that means on Sunday before their week starts, they have a plan. They do meal prep and they have everything ready to go. For other patients, that just means spending 5-10 minutes every morning when they get up, writing down what they're going to eat for each meal and each snack. And it sounds tedious, but it frees up so much space in your brain. Now, if you're just expecting yourself to eat correctly with willpower, you can waste so much time during your day thinking about making the right decision. Now, am I going to eat the right thing at lunch or at dinner? Or am I eating the right thing as you're eating it? Or should I be doing this? Should I not be doing this? And planning ahead of time just wipes that all out, gives you so much space for anything you want. You get to think about other things like puppies and kittens and things that make you happy, not stress you out more. Ugh. Another big one when it comes to managing your mind in weight loss is believing that you can have the body you want. I have so many patients come to me that don't just believe that they don't have the ability to lose weight. And guess what? If you don't believe you have the ability to lose weight, you're not going to lose weight. If you believe that your metabolism is low or that you're big boned and this is just how you were meant to be, you are not going to lose weight. But I am here to tell you that it is 100% possible to have the body you want the healthy body you want, the more energy you want from being the weight you want. It's all possible. Don't let your mind stop you from having the life you really want. So at Silk Life Medical Spa, I use all the best medical tools to help you lose weight. That often means medication. We take the time to really look and address any mental obstacles with an additional 20-minute coaching session each week to make sure that your mind is on the right track. Okay guys, I hope that was helpful. I know a lot of us are staying at home because of the stay-at-home order, and that makes it super easy to give in to non-healthy eating habits. So take the first step today and reach out to us. We're doing some free video consults where I get to talk to you directly and see if you're a good candidate for medical weight loss. Take that first step today. And there's no obligation, and if you do mention this video, you get $100 off your medical weight loss plan, only if you decide to go forward with it. Otherwise, the consult alone can just be helpful. So let me help you create the life that you love. Live the Silk Life.